Hey everyone, hi, welcome back once again. So, in this one, if you have already worked with Fast API, and this might be quite sound familiar to you, it's called FastMCP. So, I was a little excited to make this video since I wanted to make an MCP server. Not only that, in my real life scenario, uh, I was recently uh, have to make MCP server on my company side. So this one is just a walkthrough of the tutorial how you can build an MCP server using this fast MCP library if you're quite familiar with the Python way, right? And yeah, without wasting time, let's get started. So next step is make sure you have your VNV set up. So all you need to do is just make sure you have this VNV set up here and make sure you activate. So if you want, you can just drag and drop this activate.ps1 and just hit enter. It will automatically activate for you. There are two ways to install MCP server. So first is you can just go with pip install fastmcp, or let's say if you want to run background tasks, you can go with FastMCP tasks like this. But what I will do here is I will just go with FastMCP, that is nothing but the standard version, and it will automatically install the FastMCP server. And here it is, it has installed FastMCP. Alright, so once it is done, to check whether the FastMCP is successfully installed or not, for right. So if I can see, it gives me fast MCP version, that is I'm using 3.10 MCP version and all these details. What I will do after once it is done, now let's go ahead and create a server.py, which will be our main file, right? And here I will import two things. First is fast MCP from fast MCP, and then I will import SQLite to have our product DB in use. So I've imported the MCP. Let's create a common variable. Let's call it MCP. And right now I'm just writing product database servers. But make sure it supports a lot of many parameters. So some of the majors are name and other instructions. So name can be the name of this MCP, so that LLM can identify, and make sure you write it very good in this sense. An instruction is it defines the LLM what exactly this whole MCP you are going to create. If you want to define your MCP with instruction, you can just go ahead and do it by this way. So name and instruction. So if you see the instruction, it basically tells the client. Any AI client will not understand until it has some functions. So let's say if today I want anything to do some execution and just query it and get it, this is where the MCP tools comes in, right? So today if to define any MCP tool, all I need to do is just add a decorator, and I can call it as MCP tool, and below that I can just define the MCP tool function. So if you see, what I've done here is I've created a simple function, create products above the price, and I'm just giving it a minimum price. Then I'm trying to do get connection, I'm calling it from here, and next I'm trying to execute the query from this products DB, and from here basically I'm trying to return it. Now there's another concept which is called resources. So if previously if you have seen the example of this, here what we were defining was a tool. So let's say whenever you want some execution to happen, that's where we call the tool. But today if you have any resource, right, resource can be like, let's say this products, right, and let's say if you like, it can be any resource at the end of the day, right? Resource are basically the ones which uh, let's say you want AI to read or list or something where you expose the data to, right? This is what it's shown in the documentation. So that's a major difference between this. So if I write it, so again, this is a decorator, it expects a function. If I remove this function, that's why it was showing error below it, right? So make sure you define that. So please remember this point, what does a tool do and what does a resource do. Again, tool is, let's say when you want to query something, or not query, basically do some execution, compute, to get the result, and the resource is basically when you expose the data and let the AI know that how will be the return of it or something like that. So here if you see, we are giving the return, and of course it here also we are giving that return, but here we are giving more, what I say, here we are doing some computation, like we are doing executing something and all of that. That's why it comes under tool. So this is the major difference between both. I think I forgot to tell you about, if you see this, this is nothing but it's called the URI. So it is the unique URI for every resource. Alright, so I will remove this since we don't need it right now. I think one will be enough if I go in this flow, right? Uh, the next thing is, which is nothing but the prompt. So one more thing, it should be something like this, not like this. Yeah. All right. So prompt is something where you want to give a template to an like AI to interact with. So let's say, can you please explain the topic of this, and the return will be nothing but string, and this string is what you can use elsewhere in the whole MCP server, right? So how we can define tag is, you can go to any of this resource or any of this MCP tools anywhere, right? All you need to do is just go without it, do a control space, and here there will be something called tags. All right, so let's say for this demo I'm giving two tags, that this resource will be of database and products, right? So similar to that, let's say for this basic prompt which I had, I will just give it as, similar to this, I will just give this prompt as tag as assistant and products. So one thing, if you notice in this both, and similarly if I go to here and if I just go to tags, here also I can just give some more tags. So let's say this, what we can do here is, like, let's say where you have defined your MCP, here we can just say that MCP dot enable or disable, right? I'll just go with enable for an instance. Just type enable, and what here I'm saying is I can only enable with, so this tags, any tags which are of part of type products only is what I will call. And if I just say only, there is another flag called only. Only can be respected true or false. So I think I added this. Similarly, if I want to disable it, I can just go with disable, which will disable all the like it will basically disable all the components like tools, resources, or prompt, anything which has products inside it, right? If you want to like change it, so you can also do that. So you can enable all the tags which, or like, you can expose all these resources of which has products only, but you can also disable the tags uh, which have assistant, right? Since we are not using any assistant right now here, right? So to run the server, make sure you go with it, the name equals to main, and here you write mcp dot run. All right. Now one thing you have to note, that while you're writing the main, it makes sure that it has a compatibility, right, with all the MCP clients, AI clients, sorry. And in MCP run, there are two modes to basically run your AI client. One is the STDIO, when you want to run it locally, and another one is HTTP, like when you want to expose your MCP server. All right. So by default, uh, it works on, if I'm correct, it works on the STDIO, but if you want to change it to remote, you can do that. So let's get started with running it. So like one thing which I just want to like loop again once again. So with this only tag, remember that if I have tags equals to product, even if today what I got to know is, like, if I remove this product, right, like let's say resource, this MCP will still look for this, this, and this, even if it doesn't have the products, right? But today if I restrict it with only, right, and only if I set it to true, uh, that time things works very different, because this time what it's trying to do is, then it will look for this, and like let's say if it doesn't have products inside it, it will ignore this and it will move to this, right? So again, if I do it as HTTP, like let's see how it will look like. Transport equals to HTTP, and I guess it will take the default route. Let's see, it will give me an IP, like this is the IP of the MCP server with the port and blah blah, right? I should rename it not VS Code, but it should be called mcp.json, right? And once you have the mcp.json, just give it a context. So what it tells, like this is by default the structure of an MCP server, right? You give a start server and you name it whatever name which you have, and just give it a command python and server.py, it will automatically run for you, right? I forgot to mention this, like it should not be protects.db, right? It should, I have to create it. So uh, basically what I did, I imported the SQLite and there we go, right? What I did is I tried to create the database products.db from my own, right? And then I will just hook up this into the script. So all right, let's see if it is able to do that. Okay, let's see. Now it has started the MCP server, if as I can see. It did, right? So it started the MCP server and the server which we created, right? Like get products, and we will give a min price that is 0, and with that min price it will be able to like execute all this query from the products where price is greater than, let's say it has given 0, so basically it's trying to fetch all the products, and based upon this I'm getting the name and the price, right, from this as a result. Now from this as a result, because this is a tool, so tool means execution, right? It did the execution, and from this result it looked into and said that okay, the laptop is 1200, like this is the highest, right? Amazing, amazing. So this was a very simple example of what we did, right? uh, Oops, yeah. So let me know if you really like this video, and thank you again for watching this. This was a very short video which I made, and I was thinking to go into more brief, but let me know. All right, thank you, have a nice day, bye bye, see you in the next video.